Jelly Bellies come in 50 different flavors, of which 49 can be purchased from most stores. Sorting through them and finding out all the different colors and all the different flavors can be a lot of fun. But there's a problem with identifying them. Many of them, like the oranges, can be so close in color they're difficult to distinguish from each other. So I put together this little video which gives you close-up views of all of the Jelly Bellies that I've been able to find, how to tell the difference, and what they taste like and what my favorites are. I hope you enjoy it. There are only 3 white Jelly Belly jelly beans. The transparent white cream soda, the pure opaque white coconut, and the slightly darker white with fine black spots French vanilla. Frankly, I don't think any of these taste very good. The coconut tastes like coconut, but it has a weird chemical aftertaste that a lot of people don't like. The yellows start with buttered popcorn, which really does taste like buttered popcorn. It is a medium yellow with darker yellow blotches, but many of them will appear to have no yellow blotches at all and actually be quite a bit lighter. Pina Colada is similar in color to crushed pineapple, but it's more translucent than transparent. Lemon Drop is lemon colored, that is yellow colored, with white spots, but many of them will be absolutely clear. The only way to tell the difference between the Lemon Drop that's clear and a Sunkissed lemon is that the Lemon Drop background color will be slightly lighter. Crushed pineapple is very close to Sunkissed lemon, but if you put them on a piece of brown paper, it'll look slightly lighter in color. Sunkissed lemon is the purest lemon color or yellow color, and of this group I think this is the best tasting. Top Banana is yellow with brown mottling, but many times the brown mottling will spread over the whole surface and give the yellow a much darker color. Like many variegated Jelly Bellies, you can have clear versions, and the key is to go with the base color. Finally, and I have no idea what they were thinking of at the Jelly Belly company, but pink grapefruit is actually a greenish yellow. The crushed pineapple is very citrusy, doesn't taste a lot like pineapple, and it has an artificial aftertaste that I didn't like. The Pina Colada has a citrusy with a little hint of coconut to it. I found the Lemon Drop to taste artificially lemony. And like many of these flavors, the Top Banana is also has a slight artificial flavor. Pink grapefruit really did have a grapefruit type flavor. The caramel corn tastes more like butter popcorn to me than caramel corn. I could detect very little caramel in it. And like all mottled Jelly Bellies, this represents the range of colors you might find. The Sunkissed Tangerine and Sunkissed Orange are so close in color it's almost impossible to tell them apart unless you put them on top of a piece of brown construction paper. Then the tangerine comes out looking a little bit lighter. I prefer the Sunkissed Orange. The tangerine has a little bit of an artificial flavor and it's a little sharp. Orange Sherbet is a pure orange color in an opaque, whereas these two are transparent. The Orange Sherbet tastes of orange and kind of milky, and isn't an effect I like. The Cantaloupe looks like a pale orange that's been frosted with yellow. There's actually 2 tones that you can see when you look at these in person. It's a flavor it's not a favorite to me. It does not really taste anything like cantaloupe. But the peach, which is pure orange with red mottling, is absolutely the best flavor I found. Sometimes it'll taste more like a nectarine than a peach, but the bottom line is it's a pure peachy or nectarine type flavor with no artificial notes, and very bright, absolutely delicious, one of the best. Strawberry cheesecake is an opaque, light pink with red blotches. It tastes vaguely of strawberry, but it has some milky notes that I wasn't too crazy about. Bubblegum is a light translucent pink, and it had an odd aromatic effect on me, and it tasted vaguely of bubblegum, but I didn't think it was that good. I wasn't too crazy about the strawberry cheesecake either. Cotton Candy is a medium transparent pink, and it had a sort of a citrusy note, but it didn't really remind me of the pure sugariness of cotton candy. Tutti Frutti has more colors than any other Jelly Belly, and it can be splashed with red, yellow, blue, green, just about everything. It's overlaid with a medium pink translucent color, and I didn't really like it that much. It was weakly citrusy, and it had a strong cinnamon note that that kind of put me off. Strawberry Daiquiri is an unattractive pink-orange color with some pink blotches on it. It's fairly consistent though, and it had a hint of strawberries, and again, like the strawberry cheesecake, a notable milky note. In the red group, the one you want to watch out for is Sizzling Cinnamon. It is a transparent pale red with yellow or orange blotches on it, and it can be almost clear. The problem is unless you like eating raw jalapeno peppers, this is going to be too spicy for you. It's really a shocker to bite into one of these. The Very Cherry and Plain Cinnamon are both the same transparent red color, and these are impossible to tell apart, even if you put them on a piece of brown construction paper. And it's a real shame because the Very Cherry, when you find one, is really very good, but the cinnamon is almost as bad as Sizzling Cinnamon. I'm going to continue looking for ways to separate these two, and if I succeed, I'll post an update to this video. Sour Cherry is slightly darker than either of these two, and to tell the difference, you really need to put all three of them on a piece of brown construction paper. Red Apple is a pure opaque red, and this really does taste like apple. It's not one of my favorites, but at least it has an honest apple flavor. Strawberry Jam is a transparent red with white spots, and it tastes a little citrusy, but it doesn't really taste like strawberries. Raspberry is a dark red, transparent, with black spots, and it's really quite good. When you eat one of these, you can definitely get a hint of raspberry in it. And finally, the darkest plain red is pomegranate, and it has a flavor that doesn't taste that much like pomegranate. It just sort of has a strong citrusy, indefined flavor to it. So of this group, I'd say the raspberry is the best. Very Cherry would be if we could separate it out from the cinnamon. Mango in the green set is a transparent light green with bright green mottling, and it can be either heavily marked or have no marks at all. So again, when in doubt, go with the color of the base of the Jelly Belly. It tastes like mango. If you like mangoes, you should like this one. The pear is a opaque pale green with darker green spots, and again, it can have no coloring whatsoever or a lot. I've used this sample because if you look here, you can get a hint of a brown speck there and over here, and that can happen when the Jelly Bellies are in the bag and they get bumped up against each other. Colors can rub off. So if you find one that looks like this or some other color that seems to have a color that's not right, if you run a fingernail over it, you should be able to scratch off the colors that have been rubbed on. Lemon Lime is the palest green. It's almost a yellow green, and this is probably my favorite of the greens. It's a very pure, honest lemon lime flavor. That's really good. The lime is a slightly darker, transparent green. It's very good too. The kiwi is an opaque green, and I'm not fond of it. It has a lot of artificial notes to it. The margarita is a middle to dark green with darker green overlays, and it has a weak, unidentifiable citrus flavor, but it didn't make me think of margarita. Green apple is a dark, transparent green, and it had hints of citrus, a little bit too much, and just a suggestion of an apple flavor. I wouldn't rate this very good. The watermelon looks like an opaque brown Jelly Belly that's been oversprayed thinly with some dark green coloring. It tastes like unripe watermelon and isn't one of my favorites. So within this group, the lemon lime I would choose as the best. The blues are probably my favorite color group because they're almost all good. The berry blue is a very bright, light, transparent blue. I'm not sure it tastes a lot like berries, but it's very tasty and very zesty. I like it a lot. The blueberry is a very dark blue and has a definite blueberry note to it, although it is a little weak. Mixed berry smoothie is violet overlaid with blue, and it can be just pure violet. It's very good, not one of the best, but pretty good. The Island Punch is a slightly darker violet than the base color of the mixed berry, and it does taste a little punchy. It's not great, but it's better than a lot of them, especially the sizzling cinnamon that we reviewed earlier. By far the best is the plum. It can look almost completely white, or it can be almost completely dark purple, depending on how much overlay they put on it. This tastes absolutely like a plum. I would rate it almost as good as the peach or the nectarine if you prefer. The last group is the brown and black group, and the first entry is toasted marshmallow. It is a beige base color, mostly opaque, splashed with a darker brown. When there isn't any brown overlay, it can look almost white. It tastes like toasted marshmallows. Unfortunately, I don't like toasted marshmallows, so to me it doesn't taste that good. You might like it better. A&W root beer is a pale, transparent brown that absolutely tastes like A&W root beer. This is one of my favorites out of this group. This is very good. Dr. Pepper also tastes a lot like Dr. Pepper. It's a darker brown with a reddish or maroon overlay. Cappuccino or coffee is a transparent brown overlaid with a white splash, and they can be almost clear. It tastes like coffee, so if you like coffee, you should like this. The big problem is when it doesn't have any of the white overlay, its color is almost identical to the A&W root beer, and the two are easily to get mixed up. The A&W root beer is slightly lighter in color and has a slightly more root beer color than this one. This is more of a brown. Chocolate pudding is a pure milk chocolate color, and it does taste like chocolate pudding, but not a chocolate pudding that I like. It's not a very good chocolate pudding. Wild blackberry is a real problem because it is so dark, so close to the licorice, which is absolutely black, that it's almost impossible to distinguish it from the licorice. If you look at it under bright light, it'll have a slight purplish cast to it that'll help you identify it and separate it from the licorice. It tastes very good. Next to A&W root beer, this is my second favorite. It's a sweet blackberry, not a tart blackberry. And finally we have Jet Black, which is the licorice, and this is a very pure, clean, honest licorice flavor. If you like licorice, you will like this. I had planned to present a distribution profile for Jelly Bellies from the 49 flavor packs to show which are the most common and which are the rarest. I only took apart 2 packs, they're 2 pounds each, and they take about 2 hours. And what I found is that the pack-to-pack variation is too great to make any estimates from unless I did like a dozen packets, and I'm not sure my sanity could survive that. In general, you'll have about 20 of each flavor, with a couple of exceptions. I noticed that the pink grapefruit is probably the rarest. That's the one that's sort of a pale yellow-green. I only got 5 of those in one package and none in the other package. The violets also tend to be a little short in supply, but other than that, it's a fairly even distribution. So that's the end of the guide. I hope you are able to use this video to sort your own Jelly Belly jelly beans and appreciate the many different flavors. There are 50 flavors registered by Jelly Belly. The one that I haven't been able to find yet because it's not commercially available in their bulk packs is the chili mango. That's one I'm going to be looking for, and when I find it, I'll post an update to this video. Thank you for watching.